What's going on, everybody? Cornbread Trucker here, coming to you from the Urbandale, Florida yard. Gonna be here for a few hours and then go deliver this load, and then I am off to the hacienda, heading home. Gonna take my vacation, so really looking forward to that. You know, this trip, I've recorded a few videos, and then I didn't like him. Just decided I wasn't going to post anything, or post those videos. You know, I was talking about this down freight market, and I think there's probably been plenty of videos on that, and it kind of speaks for itself. Look, there's still loads out here that you can make some really good money on, and there's loads that you're not, you maybe just breaking even, or maybe on occasion lose some money, and some people probably more than others, but I've been blessed. Now I get frustrated from time to time. When I left out on this trip, I did a video, because I kind of helped prime out and really kind of, my fleet manager paid me well for what it was. He made sure I got taken care of. The thing of it was I ended up burning a lot of hours on this end, getting out, and then because of the holdup at Tropicana, they had shut down, couldn't pick up a load till later that day, on that Saturday. I left out originally on Thursday evening. Saturday, I should have been able to pick that load up on Friday. Ended up not being able to pick it up till after 3 o'clock or 3 o'clock on that Saturday, and that just basically, I had to run my clock hard to get up to the Northeast and go deliver that load. So, it turned out I was kind of in a spot later in the week where I was going to have to do a 34-hour reset. And fleet manager called. They needed help again. They had a truck that had rode over the night before and needed to transfer a load off of a trailer onto mine. To be honest, wasn't something I really wanted to do. However, it was a situation where I was going to get that load and set while they figured out what to do with it. Well, I was needing to do a 34-hour reset. It wasn't too far from where I was at. I just got unloaded, so it really didn't cost me a bunch of time. I went and got the load picked up, and then later dropped it off at the Decatur, Indiana yard there. So, and then he paid me for that, even for the time that I was setting, in which case I was going to be setting anyways. So it worked out pretty good. I've had mixed bags with loads, some better than others. I did get a load into the Northeast that paid real well. The load coming out didn't pay so great, but then the load bringing me here paid really well. So listen, it's a mixed bag. Anyways, one of the things that, instead of doing a video really about this down freight market, I wanted to talk about something that I really enjoyed this trip out. I got up there after I had dropped that load at the Decatur yard. I picked up a load, and I'm trying to remember exactly. I may be wrong on this, but anyways, ended up with the load that took me out. No, that load took me out to Pennsylvania, and then I got a load that took me up the Assonet, Massachusetts. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And got unloaded up there, and I was pretty figured that I'd probably get a load, a Ben and Jerry's load up out of northern Vermont there, and that's what happened. And that wasn't a great paying load. It had a lot of miles going down to Tennessee, but I got to do something that I had never done, whether it was when I was a kid riding with my dad, or when I drove back in the mid-90s, early 2000s. I never actually drove through Boston. I've never even visited Boston. I've always wanted to go, just for the history, but I had never been there. And so when I left Essen, I was running up, through Boston up to Concord. And I tell you what, I think I was lucky, traffic-wise, moved through, and I was really kind of hitting what I thought would have been a busy time of day, but traffic moved right through, went through the tunnel there. And then once I got north of Boston, I got to thinking, and I didn't stop, at Lexington or anything, but I got to thinking about the Revolutionary War. Some people will call it a Civil War. And it was, at that time, we were British colonies, English colonies, and most everybody was from English descent. And so it was technically a Civil War, but the American Revolution. And I got to thinking about, the shot heard around the world, and that march that the British had made from Boston to Concord. And Paul Revere, riding through the night before the British had left Boston, he had gotten word about the march, that they were going to head up to Concord. They were wanting to capture some weapons that they knew were being stockpiled in Concord. And so, in school, basically taught that, the British marched out of Boston, and, they come across a militia there at Lexington, where the shot heard around the world, and then they marched on into Concord, and they were basically ambushed. They eventually march back to Boston. But as a kid, you hear that being taught, and you know that the states in the Northeast are small, but you don't realize sometimes, or at least I did not realize, how far of a march that was. And it always kind of amazed me that one man on a horse goes out and alerts, all the little towns and all the farms, and tells everybody about, the British are coming. And I'm sure that as he went through places, other people helped spread that word also. But it always kind of amazed me, and I kind of always wondered, how did you get the word out so fast, and you get these militiamen, to basically ambush the British. Well, now that I've been through there, I realize how far of a distance that is from Boston to Concord. It's just something I never really thought too much about. And that would have been a pretty long march. And then it was really interesting. First off, that terrain up there, that countryside, especially, early spring, is just, it's beautiful. I really wish that, it kind of encourages me more to, maybe sometime take that vacation and go up to New England and actually, kind of see some of the sights. But you kind of, see the terrain, and you kind of have a better understanding of how they were able to ambush the British in the manner that they did. And it was just really a good history lesson to me. Having a better understanding of how far of a distance that march was, and definitely makes more sense to me now than even it did, as a kid. But then it from Concord over the Vermont, which I've been up through Vermont. I've been up there and picked up Ben and Jerry's and that, I can't remember the name of the place, but that little chocolate place right there around the corner. But that countryside, just absolutely amazing. It's so beautiful, and I just really enjoyed that. That's one of the blessings of driving a truck around the country. Being an over-the-road driver is just some of the things you see. And certain times of year, some things aren't so breathtaking, and then you get into other times of the year they are, or even sometimes in the winter something's not breathtaking until you get a lot of snow and maybe some ice. Even though I hate driving through it, just some of the scenery that you see. It was really, I just really enjoyed it, guys. I had an absolutely amazing time. I just, with everything that's going on, I just thought I'd share that. Definitely blessed to be out here driving a truck and traveling around the country. But I will tell you, one of the reasons I have not put any videos out is I'm just wore out. I am ready to go on my vacation. And it just hasn't really appealed to me much. I've recorded some, like I said. Part of the reason I didn't like them is, I really didn't have that drive to even make the videos in the first place, and I think it came out. But now I'm on the doorstep of being at the house, and I feel better. I stopped last night over in I want to say it was Jupiter, Florida. I can't think of the name of it. Jasper, maybe? I don't remember the name of the town. But stopped up there at the Flying J, got some sleep, and really wasn't in no big hurry today. Eventually drove on down to Ocala, parked there for a while, got something to eat, took a nap. Man, when I woke up from that nap, I felt so much better. And went in, topped this reefer off, and grabbed a cup of chili, put it in the refrigerator for later, for the night, and just came on over here. But I'm just in such a better mood, just knowing that this is about done and I'm about ready to get on that ship here in a few days. So I will try and I don't know that I'm gonna post anything while I'm on the cruise. I know we will have my wife will have an internet package, but I will be doing some recording. And I may be, in the next few days, I may post another video. But man, again, thank you everybody that take the time to just listen to me, just talk about whatever it is I have on my mind. I know a lot of times it don't mean anything, but I appreciate the fact that you have some interest in what I have to say. And for those that are just maybe thinking about getting into trucking, I don't want to say that just because we're in a downturn, it is not worth getting into trucking. I had a conversation a few days ago with the trainee that would be coming on my truck. We're going to be playing some things by ear. When I get back, I'll have a conversation with my fleet manager. But right now his plan is to keep moving forward, and I'm still planning on maybe putting him on the truck, but we're going to see how things are going. I have to stay profitable, and some of the loads, I don't know a lot of trainers, but I know some people and that I'll talk to about it. And of course, I'm always paying attention to what anybody's maybe putting on YouTube or Facebook and things. And take with a grain of salt, but I'm trying to pay attention to that. There's an analyst that I follow now. She handles the spot market, but it kind of gives you a little bit of idea of what's going on out there. We're blessed, man. We're blessed to be at Prime. Somebody posted the other day, I think they were fueling, and there was an owner op parked next to them, or fueling next to them, and that owner op probably, I think he said he was about to retire, but that gentleman had told that Prime driver to be glad that they're with Prime, these contracts that Prime has, because he said it's not good out there right now. And that analyst I was talking about, it's a mess. It is just a mess right now. So I'm very grateful to be at Prime, and if you are going to come into trucking, I think Prime is definitely a good place to go. And so we'll just keep pushing through and weather this thing out. And at some point the freight market will turn back around. There's a lot of what ifs out there, unknowns I should say, but I believe we'll get through it. I mean, if at some point we don't, then if I one day had to go company or whatever, I suspect I could, but I don't foresee that. I'm not going to do a lease purchase right now. I am going to hold off. I'm going to do another standard lease, and just kind of see how it goes. But like I said, I got some time. Freight might pick up by the time I get back from the cruise. I don't suspect it's really going to change too much, but we'll see what happens. But other than that, guys, keep paying it forward. Thank you for listening. Be sure and hit like and subscribe. And if you're new and coming in the trucking and appreciate what I'm doing here and want to come to Prime, feel free to use my driver code. I don't push that a whole lot, but DAVORV, it's in the description below. So that's about all I got. You guys have a safe one.